Today I'm going to show you a profitable and easy to follow crypto, stocks and Forex trading strategy that can potentially make you a ton of money. This is not clickbait and I highly urge you to watch this video till the end because I'm going to reveal the results after testing this strategy 100 times and you're going to be shocked. Like, subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so for this strategy, you're going to need to head over to TradingView.com and open the Bitcoin versus the USDT on the 5-minute time frame. For this, we're only going to need 3 free TradingView indicators, but before we get our indicators on the chart, we first need to switch our candlesticks from Japanese to Heikin-Ashi. So we have the Heikin-Ashi candles set, and we can see that the price action is a lot smoother. We can identify the direction of the trend a lot easier. This is actually an awesome indicator for beginners because they can understand the price action better. Okay, so our first indicator we're going to be using is the exponential moving average, or the EMA. And we're going to be changing its length, so just double click on it here, come across to our input section and change the length from 9 to 200. We're then going to go across to our style section and change the color to white and make it a little thicker so it's more visible. For our next indicator, navigate up to the indicators tab again, and we're going to be searching for the RSI indicator, or the relative strength index. We're also going to have to adjust this indicator, so double click on it, and we're going to be getting rid of our RSI based MA, our upper Bollinger Band, lower Bollinger Band, RSI upper band and RSI lower band. Then we're also going to remove our background as we don't need this either. We're then going to change our middle band to make it a little more visible, and we're going to also change it to a line instead of a dashed line. This is all the changes we need to do for that indicator. Then our final indicator we will be adding to the chart is the parabolic SAR, which is this one here made by TradingView. Okay, now we have all of our indicators set up. Let's get into our entry rules. So here are the rules for entering into a trade. First, we can only enter a long position if the price action is sitting above our 200 EMA. And if the price action is below the EMA, then we're only going to be looking for short positions. For our entry and exit signals, we are going to be using our parabolic SAR indicator. So whenever we see the dots shift over, this is going to be a new signal. So if the dots are positioned above the price action, this is a signal that we are in bearish territory. If the dots are below the price action, this means that we are in bullish territory. Also, when we are entering the trade, we need to confirm the signal from our parabolic SAR indicator with our RSI indicator. So if we have a long signal from the parabolic SAR, but the line on our RSI is not positioned above our 50 level, then we cannot take the long trade. So as an example right here, we see that the price action is positioned above our moving average. We did get our buy signal from the parabolic SAR, but taking a look at our RSI, and the line is positioned below our 50 baseline. So we would not take this long position right here, as we do not have our confirmation from our RSI. The opposite rules do apply for short trades. We need to have our price action positioned below our moving average. A signal from the parabolic SAR indicator needs to print short, and then we finally need confirmation from our RSI indicator. So the RSI line needs to be positioned below our 50 baseline. So in this example, we would have actually entered this trade, and it would have turned out to be fairly successful. We would also consider a new signal if the price crosses above or below our EMA and the rest of our indicators are confirming the signal. Just like it happened in this example right here, we see the price crossed and closed above our moving average, the parabolic SAR switched from bearish to bullish, and our RSI was positioned above our 50 baseline. Let me now give you an example of a short trade that we would have definitely taken. So here we see the price just crossed and closed below our moving average, and the rest of our indicators are confirming our signal. So we would be entering our short position on the close of this trigger candlestick, bringing our stop loss up towards our most recent swing high. And for this system, you can do one of two things. You can either not set a take profit target at all, and instead we're going to let our winners ride and we're going to close the trade whenever we have a sell signal from the parabolic SAR. So in this example, we would have actually been selling around this level. It still would have been a profitable trade, but we wouldn't have returned much. You can instead just set your risk to reward ratio at 1 to 2. So whichever works for you best, you can test both examples to see which turns out to be more profitable for yourself. Okay, now let me give you another example of a long trade. We see that the parabolic SAR just shifted under and give us a long signal. We also see that our RSI line is positioned above our 50 baseline, and the price action is also positioned above our 200 moving average. So we'd be entering our long position on the close of this trigger candlestick. Bring your stop loss down towards your most recent swing low, and as I said, you can either target 2 times the risk, which would have returned us around 0.33% there, or you can wait for the parabolic SAR to issue a new sell signal, which in this example would have returned us the exact same amount of money. We had another valid long signal from our parabolic SAR indicator right here. The rest of our indicators are also confirming the signal, so we would have entered the trade on the close of our trigger candlestick, bring our stop loss down towards the most recent swing low, and once again you can either target 2 times the risk, which in this case would have returned you around 1.98%, but if you did wait for the sell position on our parabolic SAR, you would have returned a good bit more on this one. So these examples show you that if you can catch a really good trend that keeps going in your favor, you can make a ton of money. So now that you know the trading rules, let's test the system out 100 times to see the metrics behind this strategy. Backtesting, and those 100 setups were found within 10 days. We started our account with $1,000 and we were risking 2% for each trade. We see that our win rate is crazy good. It is sitting at around 60%, and we made 391.25% profit on our account. You see that the account took off right away. We didn't have any serious losing streaks at all. We probably had like 2 or 3 losses in a row. And just take a look at all of these spikes, and even this crazy spike right here. This basically means that we caught those trends and we were riding them until the end. If we take a look at the spreadsheet, obviously it's not that high in terms of win rate compared to a few other strategies, but we definitely did manage to return a good percent of profit in such a short amount of time. If you have any questions, please ask them down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out. I love you all. Peace.